on YouTube? Welcome back to some more Star Citizen. And as you can see, I am flying the Drake Corsair right now. And to be honest with you, this has been my daily driver for about a month and a half. I decided, after thinking about it for a while, that the Corsair has replaced the Starlancer for me. It's smaller and it's more solo friendly, got a little bit more DPS, but I made the decision before the buff, before it got back its bottom guns for the pilot, even though they replaced the pilot guns or the nose guns to size 4s instead of size 5s and put size 5s on the wings. But solid buff, it's fantastic, it holds its own quite a bit. But I made this decision before the buff, and I was just rocking 2 size 5s, 2 size 4s. I took them bottom guns off because I couldn't use them. But the Corsair is definitely my favorite ship in the game currently right now. I've been flying it constantly. I've been doing bounties with it back and forth. I've been running all kinds of different missions in it. I've thrown up Ursa in the back a couple times. Trying to do some FPS stuff. This thing, it is my favorite ship, and I have come to terms with me possibly being a Drake fan. So what I call it is I'm a closeted Drake fan. So my tastes have definitely changed, because I used to hate this ship and I used to think it's ugly, but now I think it's beautiful. But yeah, so I just want to show it off a little bit, show how it's performing now in 4.1, and obviously I'm going to take it out and do some fights and have fun with it. But the Drake Corsair is my daily and will be my daily for a very long time. Alright, so while we're doing some bounties, I'll try to explain why this became my daily and why it has replaced the Starlancer for me, for my daily. So, I flew the Starlancer pretty religiously for about a month. Shortly after it came out, and I loved it. I loved the amount of cargo it held. I loved the way it loaded cargo. I loved the back of it, you know, being able to hold the vehicle and the cargo. And I liked how big it was. It literally felt like a home away from home, I guess. But then flying it after a while, especially after it got a little bit of tuning, because when it initially came on, it was flying like the VTOL was always on. So I got a little bit of tuning, and I know that you could rectify that a little bit by turning your VTOL on, but didn't want to go through that little hoop. So flying it, you know, it's got 4 size 4s. You know, I had a decent-ish missile payload. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But what was glaring was how big it was. It felt massive, and it is. It's massive, especially for a solo player. And I noticed that using it a little bit more and more, I was taking more damage, and I was getting hit a lot harder and getting taken out a lot easier. Like the engines would just fall off easier than a Cutlass Black. You know, it was getting a little frustrating. So I put it away for a little while. Didn't melt it. I just put it away, and I started flying. I think I was flying a Zeus ES for a while for my daily. Which, that also has a few gripes, but, again, not talking about that. So, and I was looking at stuff, and I knew about the core, like, I didn't want to fly Connie, okay? I didn't want to fly Connie, because the struts bug me, as I say that as I own a Connie right now. But, the struts bug me, I didn't want to fly for my day-to-day. And then I looked at the Corsair. I'm like, oh, Corsair. It's not as good as it used to be, you know? But I was like, you know what? And I usually try to give stuff the benefit of the doubt. So I'm like, you know what? Let's give it a shot, right? Let's see how it is. It can't really be that bad, right? And don't get me wrong, it wasn't nearly as good as it used to be. But it seriously wasn't that bad. Going up to having 2 size 5s while I was missing 2 size 5s and 2 size 4s while I was using 2 size 4s and a much larger chip, I was like, this is great. This is fantastic. I love this. I absolutely do. I was flying it, and it's just started feeling really good, and honestly, it sounds good now. I think they updated the sounds for it too, because it sounds fantastic. I started flying it. I'm like, man, this is feeling really good. So I was like, you know what? I'm pulling the trigger. I melted it. I melted the Starlancer, and I put a Corsair in an LTI token, and it was game over from there. You know, and I've been flying the Corsair at least once a day for about an hour for about a month and a half now, and I haven't looked back. And especially since it got the 6 guns again for the pilot, it's feeling even better. It's feeling absolutely fantastic. So, because of that, you know, and being able to have, I think it's 72 SU, I got 8 size 3 missiles, and then 4 attrition 4s and 2 attrition 5s. Not to mention, I can bedlog in it, I can run cargo, put a vehicle in it. The only thing I'm missing out on is the med bay if I went to the TAC over the max, which I could throw the medical Ursa in the back and I'll be fine. So, that's my reasoning. Let's go fight some more stuff. Alright, another bounty. So, as you can tell, this is not mainly a test. I'm just flying a ship, having some fun, shoot some stuff with it. But, going back to what I said, that I'm a closeted Drake fan, right? Because I used to hate on Drake. And I openly did it in videos, too. I'm like, man, I hate Drake. Drake sucks. You know, Drake's made of nothing but duct tape and beer cans and zip ties, right? And I found myself constantly going back and flying a Cutlass, like every so often. Like I'll just grab a Cutlass off the pledge store every so often with my store credit that I just sit on an egregious amount of, and play around with it, and I'm like, have fun with it, and then I melt it, and then I'm like, and then I go a couple weeks, and then I want to fly it again. So I've been back and forth there, and using like a Cutlass Blue every so often too, and I'm like, man, I like Cutlass. And then I picked up a Vulture and I started making some money doing some salvaging. I'm like, man, a Vulture's kind of great, right? And then I've had an Ironclad since they announced it. So I'm like, huh. But yeah, an Ironclad since I announced it. And now I'm flying a Corsair, and I realize I now have 5 Drake ships in my hangar currently. I'm like, huh, yep, I like Drake. I like Drake ships. And now, because of that, I noticed my ship tastes have completely changed. It's not just me liking Drake. I no longer own a single Aegis ship except for a Reclaimer. Man, I'm trying to freaking turn rate a Gladius and a Corsair. That must be painful to watch. Hold on, I'm hyper focused on the Gladius. It's bugging me. Fucking die. Alright, hold on. Let's do it. Let's do this. Thought I got some good hits on it, but I guess I did. Oh, now you're fucked. Hey, come on. Come on. Flying the Corsair like it's a light fighter. Let's get it. There we go. Remember, guys, the Corsair is a light fighter. You know, let's try it this way. Oh, that felt good. Alright, what was I saying? Oh yeah, my taste in ships have completely changed. But I'm gonna grab a different bounty and continue the story. Okay, so my ship pace have changed, right? So like I said, I have 5 Drake ships. 5. I have a Vulture, Ironclad, Corsair. What else? Or is it 4? It's Ironclad, Corsair, Vulture, Herald. Herald, don't question me on that. So I have 4. I have 4 Drake ships. But I no longer have any Aegis ships aside from the Reclaimer. I do not own a Vanguard. I do not own a Saber. I do not own a single Aegis ship at all. And I used to be the biggest Aegis fanboy I freaking knew. But now, I'm like, meh. I don't need it. So, and now most of my combat ships, actually all of my combat ships aside from 1, are Anvil. My favorite fighter currently is the Mark II Super Hornet. And I have yet to change my mind. I also have a Gladiator, fighter bomber. That's very, very, very specified. Medical Terrapin. I will have a Paladin, and I also have a Valkyrie. And I will be using for when scouting becomes a thing and using like enhanced radars and stuff. I'll be using a Hornet Tracker. So like, Anvil. I only have 2 RSI ships, which is the Polaris and a Connie Taurus for cargo. And yeah, that's the gist of it. Like my tastes have changed so much that it's actually kind of surprising. But you know, it happens. And I know people are gonna be like, "You don't own a Saber anymore? What? Huh?" Which is definitely weird, but I'll be completely honest with you. I love the Saber, and I will always love the Saber. But now that the Saber is good and everybody and their mother's using it, it kind of ruined it for me. I thought I was special, you know. I've been flying a Saber in PvP since, I don't know, 3.16, right? Everybody's like, "Oh, Saber's bad, or don't use it." And I took Jumptown like a champ with that damn thing, right? I lived an hour in Jumptown on my Saber. Like, that's ridiculous. And now that it's in a good spot and everybody's using it, or everybody's swearing by the Saber, I'm like, I liked the Saber before it was good. But now that everybody else is using it, I no longer feel unique. So I stopped. And I haven't looked back. So, yeah. Tastes have changed. God damn, this Corsair's heavy. Compared to fighting a blade, this must be painful. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about this. Which I still gotta get used to doing this too. Manual gimbals is fucking weird. But yeah, it's wild. Can we also just take a few seconds to point out how beautiful, I mean, the lighting's not the best here, but how beautiful this new paint on the Corsair looks. You know, it's got some, I'll find some better lighting for you, but some tan kind of camo, or not tan, some like black and gray camo with some gold accents. The Corsair has a freaking concierge skin now. It's fucking sick. Oh man, I've been loving this damn thing. Absolutely loving it. All right, we're gonna grab one more. Okay. I might regret this one. This one pays 166k, and the last time I did this, it was a hammerhead, and I don't like hammerheads right now. Hammerheads are hard, and they're supposed to be hard. I get it, but like, I don't like hammerheads. So, fingers crossed it's not a hammerhead. Maybe it's an 890J? You know? Because this is basically Pyro's equivalent of ERTs. Oh, but, you know, we'll see. My shield's back up. Let's find out. By the way, you like my white bobblehead on my dash? Look, yeah, no, I just need some fuzzy dice. Where? Okay, I know I'm still 17k out, but like, these are bigger boy ships that I should be fighting, right? Where's the bigger boy signatures? You know, because I know they can see me. Know what I mean? I'm also in a very talkative mood today, so just bear with me. I must be annoying to some of you motherfuckers. Oh my god. Especially with, like, humming the Futurama freaking, what's you call it, theme? Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it's called. But, by the way, I'm also playing on the hotfix, quote-unquote, server, or whatever the hell it is, and pretty fucking smooth, man. Pretty fucking smooth. That's a max. That is not my primary target. That is also a freelancer. That is also not my primary target. Huh. Where is it? Watch, that unknown is probably my primary target, and that is probably a Hammerhead or 890J or something. Watch it be a Polaris. I'd cry. But I'm only seeing the 2 ships right now. Huh. Scorpius? 2 Scorpiuses and 2 freelancers? I can deal with that. Oh, no, I just saw the primary target out in the distance. I wonder what it is. I'm overshooting. Scorpius, die. Thank you. Other Scorpius, no, or Freelancer, yeah, that's what you are. You're gonna die here in like a second. There you go. That was really fast, honestly. It is a Hammerhead. God, son of a bitch. Fucking wanna. This Scorpius just derp. You know, I haven't flown a Scorpius in a while. But I know no changes have been made to it since I flew it last. Congratulations. So, like, I don't see the point of trying to fly it. I do like the Scorpius, but the Scorpius is also kind of ass. I do not want to fight that damn thing. I really don't. I really don't. I will die. Yeah. I will die. All right. Now let's see. Yeah. Ah, that's gonna suck. I mean, what do I have to lose anyway? You know? Oh, I hit it. Oh, crap. Because I don't lose my gear anymore, except for what's in my backpack, which is easily replaceable. So it's like, what do I gotta lose? What? A claim time? Like, I guess. Ooh, you're turning off your shields. Four size 3s are probably not gonna do much, but you know. I was gonna say, when is this thing gonna open up, huh? Like, look at that. My front shields are gone. Yep, there we go. Look how fast that thing killed me once it started opening up. Oh my god. That's fucking hilarious. I told you I was gonna die. But, alright, I'm gonna wrap things up here. Even dead, it's beautiful. Oh my god, that was fun. That was fun. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap things up here. The Corsair is definitely come back into a former state of glory, but it has been an absolute delight to fly since I started flying it about a month and a half ago. And like I said, it is currently my favorite ship. I take this thing out every day. And if you're a Drake fan, or you miss your Corsair, or if you like the Corsair, or even if the Corsair's been kind of on your radar, give it a shot. I don't know off the top of my head how much it is in game, but it is currently on the pledge store for, I think it's $250, $260 USD. So if you got the store credit, I'm not gonna say spend money on it. If you got the store credit for it, go for it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Corsair, how it was in the previous patch, and how it is now in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alrighty, have a good one.